Hey, good day, class. And this lecture video is a continuation of the previous lecture video. So I think on the previous lecture video we are done in discussing conditional probability. If you want to learn more about conditional probability, kay medyo dako-dako man to gid siya nga topic. So gi-condense lang siya, mura ra man gini siya introduction gyud. Kay a probability nga subject is an entire course itself. So, mo nang if we go into detail, medyo taas-taas na. So, if you want to know more about conditional probability, pwede mo mag-tune, no? If you're really interested. Now, let's proceed to independent events. So, if you have event A and event B in a probability space S or sample space S, so these events are said to be independent if the occurrence of one of them does not influence the occurrence of the other. More specifically, B is independent of A if the probability of B is the same as probability of B given A. So ingon na siya diri nag-ingon na siya diri na B is independent of A if kani siya, no? Sa ato pa, walay pake si event B kang event A. If this one, the probability of B given A, is parehara sa probability of B of result. Okay, now substituting probability of B for probability of B given A. So, kani siya, for example, sa kani, kay since nag-assume man or nag-claim man siya diri nga if independent ang si B kang A sa ato pa, kani siya, kani kani si probability of B given A is equals to probability of B, di ba? Kay independent man. So kung ato na siyang i-substitute sa atong formula kaganina, it is now equivalent to that. So this is the definition of independent events. Okay? So basically, kung ato gid siyang formally, event A and event B are independent if the intersection of both of this event is equivalent to the product sa ilang probability. Okay? Product sa probability ni A and probability ni B. Otherwise, they are dependent. If dili siya equal, if dili equal ning duha, meaning dili siya dependent. Okay? E di na siya independent, meaning dependent. So, conditional probability siya. Okay, we emphasize that independence is a symmetric relation in particular. So, pwede siya bali-bali. Pwede siya kani. This definition implies this one and this one. Diba? Okay. Unsay example event ani? Okay, sa atong previous example, kato bitong draw lots. Kato akong gidiscuss last. So, for example, sa inyuhang draw lots, no, na ay katong 12 ka defective ug non-defective ka mga items. For example, 12 na sila ka buok. 'Di ba ang event ato is one after another, inyo siyang gikuha one after another. So that is, and then you have to find out if ang tulo ninyong nakuha is non-defective, non-defective, and non-defective. Okay. Now, that is clearly a conditional probability or an independent event. Kaya nag-depend man ang kaduhang event sa una and then ang third sa first two. Karon, for example, mahimo ni siya og independent if nagbunot kibali mo og isa. So nakabunot mo sa inyong first na bunot, nakakuha mo og isa. And then what the rule said or what the problem said is ibalik pagkahuman nimo bunot. So meaning, since gibalik man nimo pag human nimo bunot, the same ra ang number sa box no sa atong draw lot sa kaduha nga event. Wala na change kaya ato man ang atong nabunot. So that is that entire situation has now become an independent event. Kay wala na nagsalig. No, for example, nagbunot kag isa niya imong gibalik. So ang kaduha nga situation wala na nagsalig sa una kay gibalik man o makagikuha. So the same ra ang situation sa box sa kada event if atong ibalik ang atong gibunot. So that is an example of an independent event. Okay? So again, kung ato ni siyang sabton, independent event is that dapat mo satisfy ni siya. Give if the probability of B given A should be equivalent to the probability of B lang. And then pwede sad bali-balihon, the probability of A given B is equivalent to probability of A lang. Okay? Now, let's look at this example. So in this example, it says here that a fair coin is tossed 3 times, yielding this equiparable space. So equiparable space meaning all of them have the same probability. So 3 coins, 3 fair coins are tossed. No, tapos mo daw ni ang mga possible na outcome if ang tulo ka fair coins mo ang gitos. Could be that makakuha kag tulo ka heads, duha ka heads, isa ka tail. Ah, sunod-sunod, pwede head, tail, head, and so on and so forth. So this one here, kung atong tanawon og pila ka book element ani, we have the n of s is pila. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our space contains s element, 8 element, all of which has 1/8 probability. Same man sila og probability, di ba? Same sila probability. Because it is an equiparable space. Now consider these 3 events. Okay, so this is a two-part example. So kanisa siya ito ang isolve. So find the probability of A, B, and C. Okay, try to solve that on your own. Sayon raman eh, because wala pa man ta nagamit ani atong independent event. So, ang gipangutana na ani is just to find the probability of A, B, and C. Diba? So, the probability of A is, diba, the number of element A divided by the number of S, diba? So, A is that the first toss is a head. So, tanan nga, ang una natong nakuha is head. We have head, 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 tail, and so on. So, this has 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. And our total elements at S is 8. So, this is for 8 or this is 2. This is 1, 1/2. Okay, next is the probability of B. So, NB, NS. Next is second toss is head. So, tanan na kaduha bali is head atong nakuha. So, this is again 4 gihapon over 8. So, this is 1/2. And the probability of C, exactly 2 heads in a row. So, it could, kani siya, pwede head, head, tail, pwede sa tail, head, head. I think wala na siya lain. So, this becomes N of C, number of element is 2 and 8. So, this becomes 1/4. Okay, so that is now our 3 probability. We have probability of A is 1/2, probability of B is 1/2, and the probability of C is 1/4. Now, from the previous example, find if A is independent of B, A is independent of C, and B is independent of C. Okay, so una is isa lang. Ano man ni siya? Una is A is independent of B. So, ato na siyang pangitaon. Now, Kung i-recall na to ang independent event, they say that an independent of event is kani siya. This should hold true sa independent event. Okay, so dapat kung ato na siyang sa ato pa, balik ko na to sa example. If dependent of A, B, sa ato pa kani siya diri, kani siya man siya ato ang 1 for example. So 1 meaning the probability of A, the probability of A given B should be equivalent to just the probability of A. Sakto ba ko? For that, pwede sad nga the intersection of probability of A intersection B is equivalent to the multiplication of the probability of A and the probability of B. Okay, so saan na ni siya pag-test, no? Now, we already know the probability of A. The probability of A is, kung ato itong tanawin kaganina, the probability of A is 1/2 and the probability of B is 1/2. So, our probability of A is 1/2 and the probability of B is 1/2. Now, let's solve for this one. The probability of A times the probability of B. So it is 1/2 times 1/2. This is 1/4. Okay, now let's find for this one. Unsay sulod ani? The probability wherein A intersection B. Unsa man ni siya? A intersection B. Unsa ni siya nga mga events? Tanaw na to ni sa set. Dire. A intersection B daw. So the probability of A intersection B. Unsa man ning kanisa day A intersection B. Unsa ni siya nga set? Say sulod ani. A intersection B, HHH. Atong tangon na lang nato ng ano para HHH, HHT, di ba? Intersection, pareha sila. HHT. Isa pa. HTH. Wala. HTT. Wala po. THH, THH. So, kung atong sabto, no, ang A intersection B event wherein ang first toss is head, tapos ang second toss is head. So, dapat duha ka, nag-una is heads. So, I think this is the only situation wherein ang nag-una is head. So, sa ato pa, the probability of A intersection B or N, A inter B, the number of element, and S, this is equivalent to pila gani ni? This is the n of A intersection B. Pila ka buok na element? This is 2. So, this is 2 over pila ang total? 8. So, this is 1/4. Diba? So, sa ato pa, this is 1/4 man. So, balik ta diri A intersection B is 1/4. So, you can see, na-satisfy ni. Probability of A times probability of B is 1/4. Ay, sorry. Ano ba yan? This is probability of B. So, this one, kani, this is 1/4. And this one here, this is also 1/4. So, again, they are equal. Diba? So meaning, since nasatisfy man nga situation, this A and B are independent event. So wala sila, it doesn't matter if ang imuhang una nakuha is head, no? Sa if ang kaduha nimo nakuha is head. So sa ato pa dili maka-affect ang una nga situation, ang situation ni A kang situation ni B. So sa ato pa if nakakuha ka sa imong first toss is head, dili pasabot nga na naay maapektuhan sa kaduha nga situation. Pareha ra gyapon wala sila pakisa usag usa ka event. So muna siya ang 1. So we have proven 1 that A is independent of B. Next is let us consider this one wherein C is independent, A is independent of C. So this one is R2, meaning the probability of A intersection C should be equivalent to the probability of A times the probability of B. Sorry, C. Diba? Now we already know this. The probability of A is 1/2. And our probability of C, kung ato ning tanawon sa probability sa to C is 1/4. So this is equivalent to 1/8. Okay, now nakuha naman nato ning part. And it is equivalent to 1/8. Let's find this part. Unsa ni siyang sulod ani nga? Ay, nako. Saan siya class? So, unsay sulod ani nga content dire? So, let us find unsay sulod ani nga set dire. So, ako sa ning erison. Let's erase that. Let's find the probability of A intersection C. So let us first find the set A intersection C. This is the situation wherein ang first toss nimo is head. Tapos exactly 2 heads in a row. So sa intersection aning duha ka set, we have HHT kani. Mora. Mora, first toss is head tapos exactly 2 heads in a row. So I think mura na siya. So this is head, tail. Isa ra. So the n of AC is 1. So the probability of AC is equivalent to 1. 1. Tapos NS, pila to NS? It is 8. So it is 1/8. So balik ta sa katong kaduha nato nga ano. As you can see, so again, the probability of A intersection C is pila ganito? 1/8. So here, this one has the probability of 1/8. So they are equal, meaning this two event is independent. Now let's consider the last. B is independent of C. Tataglaing color. Pink. So 3. B is independent of C. So let us try to test this one. B intersection C should be equivalent to probability of B and probability of C. We already know the probability of B, it is equivalent to 1/2, and the probability of C is equivalent to 1/4. So we have here 1/8. Okay, so muna ato ang kaninga side. Now let's consider this one. Let's find the probability of B intersection C. Ito na siyang i-reason. Probability of B intersection C or B intersection C. Unsa man eh? Sa kaniduha, we have PTH, THH, and HHT. So these are the situation where the second toss is head and that exactly two heads in a row. So kaniduha. So we have HHT and THH. Di ba? So mura man eh. Sa ato pa the number of element ni B intersection C is 2. So the probability of B intersection C is 2 divided by the size of our sample set is 8. So this is 1/4. Okay, so this is 1/4. Now, if we go back kaganina, we have here 1/4. As you can see, these two variables are not equal. Meaning this situation is not independent. Meaning they are dependent of each other. Okay, nga namang na-dependent pa na sila sa each other. Okay? Again, wala ni satisfy ni nga equation. Now, let's analyze nga nung dependent na sila from each other. B and C are events wherein the second toss is head, tapos exactly two heads in a row. So, meaning kani siya, ang second toss daw nimo is head. Tapos ang ako kag exactly two heads in a row. Mahitabo gid ni si B if mahitabo si C. Ano? Or mahitabo gid si C if mahitabo si B. Diba di man pwede nga dili mahitabo nga imong second toss dili ma-head. Kay ningon man siya nga diri dapat duha ka heads in a row ang imuhang makuha. So mahitabo gid ni si B pag mahitabo si C. Meaning they are dependent of each other. So that is an example of independent event. Okay, so I think that will be all for this lecture video. In this lecture video, we will be discussing repeated trials or binomial distribution ata. So I think it would be last lecture video that I will be discussing sa probability because the next topic after this is random variables in which maghatag ra ko og lecture video na created sila in content creator nga mas maayo ma-explain. Okay, kay medyo complicated ang topic sa random variables at the same time di mo siya complicated. Ano lang siya, needed siya kaning plastar bitaw mo explain. Okay, so kato manggod akong nakita ang video, mayo man siya ma-explain. So siya na lang ma-discuss sa inyo. Okay, so that will be all. And again, if you have questions, contact me. If you don't have any questions, then moderitso na ko exam because I'll be assuming na nakasabot na mo. Okay, so that will be all and thank you.